Welcome everybody to the Sideshow. Once again, this would be episode number 5, I believe. And we're going to jump right out the gate because AP has something very exciting she wants to share.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what it
know
is.
This.
We
Yeah.
only know that
No.
it's something exciting.
She's been teasing us.
Yeah.
So it's something that's been haunting me for 15 years since I graduated college.
Goodness.
Wow. That's
I
a lot.
submitted my last payment for my student loans.
Yay!
Oh, that's so exciting.
Oh, that feels
It
so
is-
good.
Thank God.
It was like, just it was low interest rate. So it just kept paying off the monthly, whatever. I paid pretty much all the way through the pandemic. So I was really hoping that we would get that back pay because that would have been almost life-changing because I was under $10,000. I continued to pay and I would have gotten money back actually.
Mm.
But the platform was going to be changing again. So I was under $3,000 and it was like, you know what, let's just bite the bullet. I have it. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
So I hit the submit button
Nice.
about an hour and a half ago.
Oh, nice. Nice. Well, congratulations. That's very exciting.
That's
Thank
a
you.
big, big thing.
And it has taken so
Fuck
long. So
student
anybody
loans.
else who is listening, who might be struggling with it, just do what you can and get
Yep.
there. It'll hang over you for a while, but
Yep.
you'll get there.
Yeah.
They're rough.
Yeah. I remember feeling that when that happened for me too. And yeah, it's tough. But I will say it's not like like a standard loan,
Mhm.
which is it goes again on your credit score and all that. And student loans don't really affect so much if you I deferred for the
can't.
longest time.
They can affect not
Mhm.
credit, but I've had background checks before where
Yes.
they've
Sure.
been like, what's going on? And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I was with an abuser and I made $30,000 trying to support 2 people, one
Mhm.
with a severe drinking problem and who smoked the most expensive cigarettes that I had always paid for. So
Of course.
Nice.
Marbreds,
Those are the
Yeah.
expensive ones? Oh, honey, I
They're
used to smoke
expensive.
Dunhills.
I've never heard that brand.
They are from
one?
they're
Dunhill?
from the UK.
Oh.
And a friend of mine in
you
college.
are so bougie.
Well, a friend of mine in college brought me back
Thank you, Megan.
some.
I was thinking the same thing.
A friend of mine brought me back some when he was on there on a trip. He brought me back a whole case or whatever. This
Uh-huh.
was in the 80s. And they were so shishy and cool and I loved them. And
You are so bougie.
so I smoked those
Zoe,
for a while.
if you're listening, if you're listening, of course she's listening. What are they called? Dunhill?
Dunhill. Mhm.
Is that a bougie cigarette over in the UK?
Yeah, I don't know
Zoe,
if
weigh
it's-
in.
I don't even know
Zoe
if it's
will
still,
tell us.
I don't even know if it still exists, but it was a big deal
Amy,
at the time.
I'm
Amy's
on it.
like, I get my cigarettes from the UK. Thank you.
Only that one time. Although I did buy them here, but they were very expensive and I was in college and I was broke. So I did not.
Don't smoke those loser.
That is what it looks like when it comes up.
Yeah.
What?
I just searched it. Dunhill cigarettes. And that is what comes up. This guy and the logo.
Oh, that's funny.
I
They
can't-
used to come in a square case.
It's a
With
Westminster, London-based cigarette
Oh,
brand
That's
owned and
super bougie.
manufactured by Alfred Dunhill Limited and British American Tobacco.
that is Westminster. Yeah, those are bougie. They
Yeah.
probably have gold in them.
They have, I was going to say, they are the when I used to buy them, that looks blue, but when I bought them, they were dark red and they had gold
call that
around
maroon.
the outside of the package.
Mm-hmm. God,
Yep.
Amy, I
Except
love
they
you
were
so
square. They
much.
weren't rectangle
They're
like our
so
cigarettes. They were
bougie.
square and they sat in a row like that. Oh my God. They
Did
were
you
so
have your
cool.
own cigarette case too?
Of course I did.
Of course
Please-
you did. Why am I
Please
even
tell me that
asking?
you had a Cruella de Vil, long smoking.
I had those for parties. Yeah.
I love you so
did.
much right now.
I did.
Like,
I
Megan,
love smoking.
Megan, we should be Amy for Halloween. Amy from the 80s in the Halloween.
Yes! Zoe, we'll send you money. Send us some Dunhill.
Dunhill.
Not Dunkirk.
No, I think
Dunhill
you can get 'em.
cigarettes.
Dunkirk is a
You
little
can
bit
get them at a
different.
smoke shop here.
A little bit
If they
different.
still sell them. I think they do. I'll have to get some. I haven't
Oh my
smoked in
God.
10 years, but I'll
Good for you.
I'll have one.
I smoked for 3 months in college, and then I'm like, blech, my mouth every day. My mouth woke up tasting like ass. It was
Yeah.
disgusting.
Never smoked.
Yeah.
I smoked Virginia Slims. They were
So did
super
I.
thin.
Yep. Virginia
I felt
Virginia
so,
Slim ultralight
like-
menthol. That's
Yep.
what I smoked for the longest
3
time.
months. And then I'm like, this is disgusting. My mouth tastes like ass and I reek. So I quit
Yep.
doing it.
Well, I smoked because all my friends did,
Mhm.
and it drove me nuts when other
so
people
you gave
smoked.
into peer
Oh.
pressure.
Yes, so I smoked because it didn't bother me if I was smoking.
Peer
I had-
pressure, Amy.
My cousins, because they smoked, my older cousins on my dad's side, they smoked when they were teenagers and stuff. And I remember vividly having an argument with one of them at Christmas. And I can't remember which, if it was one or the other. And they're like, no way you go your whole life without smoking. No way you do that. I'm like, bitch, watch. It's like,
Got
if
something to
you tell
prove.
me I can't do something,
Yeah.
I am that person that it's like, you just went against my ego. Now I have to
Yeah.
do
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I never planned to anyways. Cigars, I've had an occasional cigar, but that's
That I
Ugh.
haven't done.
They're gross.
that was like a couple times in college, but no cigarettes.
My ex-husband likes cigars, so I tried it a couple of times. Not my
Mhm.
cup of tea.
Now, mind you, these
never
were like
tried it.
Swisher Sweets.
Oh,
Like,
I have
yeah.
tried those.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like a stogie.
I will say I do love the smell
Probably.
of cigar smoke.
I do
Like
too.
walking by
Ugh.
a cigar shop. Like there's
Yep.
one on Grand Avenue in St. Paul, and I used to walk by it when I worked for my bank a couple jobs ago.
Yeah.
And it's just it smells so good. Like it
Well, and the
just
fresh
smells
tobacco
so
smells
good.
delicious.
We have a
too.
guy who, when we go walking, especially in the winter, he has a pipe and he has pipe
Ooh,
tobacco.
Pipe tobacco
That
smells
is so
good.
distinguished.
And
I love
everybody,
it.
like everybody who goes walking or anything in this area, everybody knows who he
Mhm.
is.
Pipe man.
We don't know his name, but he
Pipe man.
walks up from
His
his
name.
house up to a corner where there's a bench by a bus stop, and he sits there for a while and he smokes his pipe, and it's like his exercise.
Can
And
you-
probably his wife is not allowing him to smoke in the
Yes.
house.
Probably.
Probably.
But oh, it smells so good. And then there's it's funny because cedar chips that somebody puts down near their
Mhm.
house have a very similar smell after it's
Mhm.
rained, especially. And so I
Mhm.
went for a walk the other day, and I was like, "Oh, oh, it's not him."
Yeah. I bet he would be so interesting to talk to.
He just seems like
I bet
such
he
a
would.
nice guy
Yeah.
too. Mm-hmm.
Cool. I would call him Sherlock.
Yeah.
It's the only one I know who smokes a pipe.
Yeah. Or Popeye.
Popeye, that's right. Corncob pipe.
And with a button nose, 2 eyes made out of coal.
That's a different guy. That's
Oh,
Frosty.
that's Frosty.
That's Frosty.
That's Frosty,
Yeah,
yeah.
Frosty.
You
Oh my
only
God.
see him in the
Speaking
winter.
of Frosties, so I'm on Weight Watchers and I'm down 9 pounds, right?
Woo!
And I had a Frosty once, a
Once.
couple weeks ago. One time in my
Once
whole
upon
life.
a time.
Once in my no, I'm just kidding. I got a Frosty a couple weeks ago. I got a large Frosty. Okay, chocolate. And
Of course.
for reference, I have 24 points to use in a day. So
Mhm.
that's a reference. Okay.
Mhm, mhm.
Large Frosty was 36 points.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh my
Oh.
God. So my friend Rachel, who's doing Weight Watcher with me one night, she's like, I challenge you like to find the highest point value item you can and like eating out and stuff. So we both went to Cheesecake Factory because
Oh, that's where you'll find it.
Mhm.
For sure.
okay, so there was one, her husband found 110 points for like an Italian dish. I can't remember what the name of it is.
Wow.
But one of their shakes, an Oreo shake,
Mm,
96 points
Mhm.
wow.
for a shake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, are they making it with lard?
That's
They've
cream.
got to be using like heavy cream.
It's cream and,
Like they're
and
just got a
sugar.
cow in the back that they're just squirting it right into the blender. That's how you milk a cow, I think.
Over the shoulder like that.
It's a really tall cow.
Grab it over the
Hey,
shoulder.
I'm very short. Okay.
You are short. I don't think you're that short, but
No,
unless
I'm
that's a
Are
really
you-
tall cow.
Are you like house elf short at this point with
Depending on what house, maybe. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
If
Okay,
we're in
Dobby.
Jotunheim and the land of the giants in Norse mythology, I could be.
I was going more along the lines of Hogwarts.
Oh, Dobby the house elf. Where did this
We got there.
conversation start? Like, how
It
did
started with student loans and it ended with Dobby.
Dobby the house elf?
That's just that portion.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's more to
please just-
come.
Let's
Just-
play
just put
6
a,
degrees
like-
of separation. How did we get from student
Like an
loans,
ancestry chart.
yes,
Yeah.
to Dobby the house elf?
Yeah. I can do
Yeah.
that. I'll draw it out. Do a mind map.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay.
Before we get too far off track, I want to make sure that we cover this one thing.
Because we're really
Because
on
it's
track
important.
right now.
I know. Well, we're supposed to be off track for the first hour. It's fine.
Okay.
But I want to make sure we cover this and don't forget. The
Okay.
thing I have on here that I just wrote, I have something with the
Mhm.
Winky. Megan knows what this is, but I didn't say anything to AP about it.
Mm-mm.
AP, we forgot to celebrate your anniversary with
We
us.
did
Oh.
1
It was
year.
like 2 weeks ago, and we should have done it last time we recorded because it was right. It was like your first episode. I think was like June 5th or something like that.
Mhm.
Which I guess that still would have been a little late, but so congratulations! Thank you for being with us and
Thank you
sticking
for
with
being
us
with
for a
us
whole
for
year.
1 year.
Oh my gosh, you guys have had me for a whole year.
I
Yeah.
know.
So crazy.
I
I know, because the first episode was when Megan was sick. And
Yeah.
so Amy went over to your house. And that was the weekend before Briggs passed away.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then after that, I was out for a little bit because I just needed my
Yeah.
recovery space.
Right,
Mhm.
right. And then we brought you back for reals.
And here
Mhm.
we are.
Yeah.
A whole year later.
You know.
Man, so much goes on in a year.
I
It's
know.
crazy.
Yeah. And it seems to go so fast.
Mhm.
And then when you recap a year, it's like that was a lot.
Yeah.
That was a lot in that year.
Yeah.
Which is why it goes fast, I guess.
Yeah. Crammed a lot.
I
Yep.
can't believe it's June already.
I can't believe it's
it's
middle of
middle
June.
June.
Middle June. I know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm waiting for when I lose my camera here, guys.
I know.
I was
it's
just going to
coming.
say, I've been noticing a flippity flop there.
My
glitchity
hands are
glitch?
in my lap.
I'm going to just send you a
Likely
new one.
story.
Hang on. Gracie's got something in her mouth. What do you
Oh,
have?
that's never good.
What do you have? It's
Pets
a
and toddlers, whenever they have stuff. Oh my God. Last night, Jordan sucked on the cat food and put it back in the cat bowl, and all the food got wet. And John is throwing it away. And I'm like, Jordan, did you put the cat food in your mouth? Yeah.
Yeah, sure did. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
Uh-huh.
what was
He's
the
at the
story?
age where he doesn't know to lie.
What
Well,
was the
good.
story of the little boy who sucked all the salt off the pretzels and put them back into the?
Oh, no, it
What
was
was-
Emmett. It was he sucked all the chocolate off the peanuts.
No,
and-
no. There was what about somebody had pretzels in a bag at a Super Bowl party, and the kid like sucked all the salt off and put them
And put 'em back.
in.
Gross.
That's disgusting.
That's
Kids
nasty.
are gross.
Kids are gross.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah. Kids are gross.
That camera, here it goes. Well, hopefully your sound won't go. Well,
Yeah.
you can get it back and we can still hear you.
I mean, the sound
Yeah.
usually doesn't go when your camera goes. It's usually
No,
just the camera.
It's
Yeah.
usually just a camera. I'm like
Yeah.
contemplating just unplugging it and trying to shove it into something else and see how it works. And then I'm gonna
That's
punt
the
it.
motto for guys everywhere.
Well,
I'm here all week,
Oh
folks.
dear.
And just
Oh,
like that, this went
dear.
from G to R.
Yep. Well, I knew
Arr.
it wouldn't be too long.
no.
I'm surprised we made it this long, honestly.
I know. Can I tell you guys I will not tell the whole version.
No, you can't.
Can't.
But the
Sorry.
whole just a recap.
I love how
of-
she just completely
she
ignored
just keeps going. She asked us if she could tell
did.
us, and
She
we
did.
said no. She
It's-
just ignored it.
It was a
It's like-
rhetorical question.
By the way,
Okay.
everyone, this is a Monday night, and I don't think any of us are drunk. So
No, I am drinking water out of my.
I have
Likely.
sparkling
Oh,
water and
okay.
juice.
But I on Friday went to the eye doctor with Barb.
with Barb. Oh,
Took Barb to the eye doctor
Oh,
and,
gosh.
yeah, she-
Okay.
because her glasses are they're pretty janky and they don't stay on her face, and so she doesn't
Mhm.
like to wear them. And so I was like, I don't think you can see for shit. And
Right.
so we
Well, you told
said-
us the sign story from
yeah, she
driving a
couldn't
couple
see the
weeks
signs
ago.
and stuff. Yeah. So so we went in and we did like a tandem appointment together because
Jinx.
she's used to going to like old timey places where like they put you in the chair and they sit you back and they, like no equipment basically except for the sign on the wall.
Was she
Mhm.
born in 1800? Like
Well,
what?
It's close. So she's not used to any kind of technology. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
this is really cool. You wear like a VR thing on your head and
Oh my
takes
God, I
pictures of the
haven't
back
even
of
done
your
that.
head and all this. Yeah, this place I go to is really cool. And
Bougie.
so yeah, like me and my cigarettes.
Yep.
And so I wanted her to have a really, really good prescription that, she couldn't get wrong,
Mhm.
So took her to this place, and I figured she would be like weird about like all the technology and stuff, and having to do all the
Yeah.
different ways of doing things. And so I was like, maybe I should go first. She can watch me and blah,
Yep.
blah, blah. Well, anyway, the people there were really, really cool. They were so good to her, all women,
Nice.
really good to, which she had an issue with in the car on the way home. But all women, and they were all like, they almost treated her like she was a little kid, they're like, you're doing such a good job. It was really cute. But there was a couple funny things. First of all, we all know she lies, right?
What?
Like a rug. So I'm telling the doctor, I need to get her glasses that she will wear all the time, keep on her face, not take off and put on, take off and put on. She wears them around her neck on this thing, and then she walks into the wall and breaks the arms off, or the bows off, right? So telling the doctor all this. And then like about 20 minutes later, she says to my mom, so you wear your glasses all day, every day? And she goes, yep. And the doctor turns her back to her. My mom looks at me and goes, like, haha, I got her. And I go, she just made a face. She's lying to you. She made a face.
Oh my God, your mom is a literal toddler, and I love it. I love it.
And then later when we were all done, and we're both sitting at opposite stations, picking out our glasses and getting them fitted and ringing them up and everything. So she's got her glasses around her neck.
Right.
And
but she wears them all the time.
All the time. Yeah. And I said to the doctor, she wears them all the time. They're just around her neck.
Yeah,
they don't go on her face. So I finished mine. I go over to help her, and we're talking about if she wants bifocals or progressives and stuff. And so then she says, do you know where my glasses are? I don't know what I did with them. And I go, do you mean those? And I point to the ones on her chest, and she's like, oh. and then as we're wrapping up, she says, well, so when are these glasses gonna be done? And they said about 2 weeks. And she's like, 2 weeks? What am I supposed to do until then? I'm like,
what have you been doing?
Where are the glasses that you have sitting around your neck right now? Oh God, it was funny. And they were all laughing so hard at her. And the doctor even was like, thank you so much for bringing her in. This is the highlight of my week. And then when we left, we parked directly out front, and there's big windows out there. So as I get in the car and I'm helping her get her seatbelt on, they're all lined up in the window watching us.
This also shows you the importance of asking the right question.
Yes.
You wear your glasses all day? Yep.
Yep.
Do you wear your glasses on your face all day?
She still would have said yes.
She would have lied.
She still would have said yes.
But yeah, I mean, the stories that you tell about your mom just remind me of my grandpa so much. Yeah. Like, there's also a danger with the doctors and dentists and all of that doing some of those things, like telling my grandpa that he has the heart of a 50-year-old when he's 87 and has had quadruple bypass, has had stents, has had plenty of things. Like, it's not.
We don't need to say that.
We don't need to say that, because I'm sitting there going, oh, they just were being nice. And he's all like, I got the heart of a 50-year-old and I've got the body of a blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. Let's not and say we did. Okay.
Yeah. Like, I know you think like you're helping and you're being good, but like you're not.
Yeah. So there's a line. So Amy, how many times has your mom asked you when the glasses are coming?
So far only once, but I've only talked to her once since then, because this was Friday, and
so it's
I
a
talked to her
1-to-1
yesterday.
ratio.
So it's a 1-to-1.
So 100% of the time.
I was going to go over to her house today to help her with her phone, but she didn't get back to me until like an hour ago, and so I didn't have time. So I will be doing that tomorrow, and I'm guessing she'll ask me again.
When you said that, it made me think of the scene in Mrs. Doubtfire when they're trying to change him, into a woman, and he said, "How about like Shelley Winters?" And the guy goes, "I don't have the strength for that." That's what I don't have the strength for Barb
I don't have
today.
the strength for that. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Oh, and then we had to go to Dairy Queen on the way back. So I got a good picture of her with her.
I saw
big box of dilly bars and her.
I enjoy that you said big box of dilly bars, like right here.
Well, she was holding it like that. She was holding it like it's a baby.
I know, but you started off like this. For those who can't see, Amy started off giving us a drawing of a box with her fingers, but then stopped like she was honking some horns.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, it was fun. That
is fun. That is fun. Yeah.
That's good.
Amy, did you want to talk about your fishing trip?
Yeah. So we were up fishing, my dad, my brother, and I at the end of last week, which, by the way, we drove up Wednesday night. And those of you who live in Minnesota area, we had some horrendous storms that rolled through in different parts.
Yeah.
We were just north of Cloquet, and there's lightning all around us, and it just deluged, just could not see the road. Like, thank God my brother was driving, but
yeah.
You could hardly see the road in front of you. The windshield wipers couldn't go fast enough to keep up with the downpour. Luckily, it wasn't that long of a downpour, but you know, and I'm also glad we weren't actually staying in the Boundary Waters at that point. But there were people they sent out, you know, over the years up in the Boundary Waters area. They've been putting reception towers to help get better reception out there.
Yep.
So they were able to send out texts out to groups that were out there were registered. You know, you have to register, you have to buy a permit if you're staying overnight and that sort of stuff, and you have to put a phone number on that you can be contacted at. So they at least try to do that, right? So we went out, and fishing was a lot of fun. It was so windy, and we have a 3-person canoe. It was just so windy that first day, and we didn't go out on the main lake, but we paddle in Portage, and so get into a spot in the river, and we just started fishing, and it's like we're looking up, and some really dark clouds coming over. Wind picks up a little bit. Fishing gets really good. Downpour. Stops. Clears up. Fishing is okay. Clouds start to roll in again. 8 times we got downpoured on.
Wow.
At least while we were out there. We got almost 2 limits of fish, and and it was just kind of funny, fun watching my brother catch stuff, and my dad was just basically holding us in place. Amy, the picture that I gave you for our Father's Day post, my dad
holding like a minnow.
Yes, he was. My dad didn't catch any fish to put on the stringer, but when we were stopping to clean the fish, the fish were hungry when we were catching them, so they were eating minnows left and right. So a lot of times they plucked the line and then got back on the hook and whatnot, and which goes past the theory of that if a fish gets hooked once, they don't eat again for 36 to 48 hours. We'll tell that to the ones that had like 4 minnows in their gullets. Like they were throwing them up basically.
Oh God!
And so my dad grabbed one of the partially digested minnows out of the water and pulled it up.
I just want to say that I was holding my own in a fish conversation with AP in our text thread.
Yes, you were. I was reading that and I was like,
a fish, and I was like, "Oh, that's a walleye." She goes, "Yeah, it was." And then we talked about how to take fish off the hook and how northerns are slimy, and I'm afraid of them. When I was little, I was afraid to catch a northern. And I always had a pet fish. When I was little, my dad would take my brother and me fishing like all the time to this rock like a quarry that one of his friends had. And so every time I caught a fish, my dad had to hold it and I had to pet it. And then we let the fish go.
That's awesome. I have a lot of great memories going up there fishing. I've caught all my biggest fish up in the Boundary Waters. I had like a 18-pound northern one time.
Wow.
Yeah. I was 17 or 18, and we were fishing
a lot of minnows.
We were fishing in this little bay that we called Moose Bay. It's up on a lake called Insula, which Insula is island. And if you go and look up Insula Lake, It is massive and easy to get lost in and everything. And we were down in this little bay, and it's a flat sandy bottom. And if you've ever been up in northern Minnesota, there's not a lot of sand beaches in areas, but this one had a big, beautiful sandy area, and you would often see moose prints across the sand there. So we were fishing out there, and I hooked something, and I thought it was a snag. So I thought I hooked a rock on the bottom because my rod just went funk, like just doubled over, and it was holding just down. It wasn't moving, and I was trying to reel it in, and my hunting uncle was in the back. He's like, "Where are you snagged? Where are you snagged?" I'm like, "I think it's over there." He goes, "We weren't even over there." Well, I look at where my line is, and I see behind the other canoe that was with us, my dad and one of the other canoes, my dad and sister, I think, were in it. And I see the back of a fish. And I'm like, "Dad, did the stringer get unattached from the canoe? That's not a walleye." My line snapped. Now, I was scared of northerns for a long time. So I'm sitting there, and they were laughing because I was shaking the canoe. I was jittering so much in the front because I was like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." Get retied up. I think my uncle hooked it, and it snapped his line. And then I got it on another time, and we got her up, and they had to put her into the net between two canoes, and we had to take her into shore to get her. She was so big for the net. So she was
how long was she?
41 inches.
Holy shit. That is a big fish.
On 6-pound test line or 8-pound test line and an 1/8 ounce jig. So just like we were fishing for walleyes.
Yeah. Wow.
So we got her in. I touched it as they were holding it for me, and we released her, but we released her. It took a little while because I had to get the swim line, so we just kind of held her in the water until she kind of acclimated, and then so once she stopped rolling from side to side and just kind of sat there, you kind of filter the water back and forth across their gills and stuff, and give them. If you look at a fish, they have a line across their bellies or on their sides. That's their swim line. So they have a swim bladder that has to be filled for buoyancy. So it allows them to stay right side up. And so we got her right side, and she took a couple minutes to get settled, but she just kind of swam slowly off. We watched her go for a while, and we did not see her fall up on shore anywhere. So yeah, it was the coolest thing.
Wow.
That's really neat.
I've never seen one that big. I used to fish with my dad too, up at the cabin, but we always just mostly caught sunnies, crappies. He did get a northern one time. Panfish, we ate that.
Yeah.
And then
northern are very good. They're just very bony.
I remember eating them. And then we would get the what are the bullheads.
The bullheads. Which
those are gross.
Lipped fish you're not supposed to put back in the water.
Oh, really?
Like that. Yep. Catfish.
I'm pretty sure we just put them back. I don't know.
Or not catfish, but carp and bullheads and that sort of stuff are really not supposed to go back into the waters for the most part, especially invasive. You're just.
Yeah. They're gross.
Well, this was in the 70s. God, I don't know if that was a real back
gross.
Then. They are gross, though.
But, you know what's else really gross? Friday, we get done from our day of fishing where we didn't catch much on Friday. It was a beautiful day. And I mean, there was less wind, didn't have to worry about being in the office. So even though we weren't catching a lot, the most fun we had was our bait was just dangling over the edge of the canoe. Like when we were traveling around, whatever, damn bass kept jumping up and hitting it. Like all of a sudden you're having to grab the edge of your rod because it's starting to bend over. You're like, what's going on?
That's
the minnow's like 8 feet or 8 inches under the water. So I get back to the house we're staying at. I'm taking a shower and I'm washing my feet, and I see something black between my toes, and I just think it's like leaf foliage, because we're in water area that has a little bit of stuff in it, whatever. It's clear water, but it's gonna have stuff in it. Then it wasn't coming off, and then I was like, yeah. I was making all sorts of that's so gross noises. Now the house that we were in, the bathroom was through the kitchen. It was a galley style kitchen. And on the other side, my brother was just sitting in the living room. And I came out and he goes, "What was going on?" I said, "Leech." It was a baby leech stuck. It was a blood sucker.
Yeah.
So there's leeches and then there's the blood suckers. It was, I have a bruise on the underside of my toe from where it was hooked onto,
Wow.
but it was between my baby toe on my left foot.
Uh-huh.
And it was curled around, so I couldn't
Ew.
see it. So it was underneath
No.
that side.
No.
So it must have been hooked on the outside,
That's
like just underneath.
disgusting.
So I was traumatized and victimized by a bloodsucker over the weekend.
You should call somebody about this. Like, there's got to be a lawsuit you can like jump on.
But in my 35 years going up there, I've never had a leech on me.
I hate leeches.
Oh, I used to get them all the time at our cabin. I used to call them bleeches when I was little. I would scream bleeches.
Yeah. It's a combination of bitch and leech.
Yeah, which is what they are.
Yeah.
Bitchy leeches.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
I feel stuff crawling on me.
If you ever do have one on you or some on you, salt.
Yeah,
Salt.
that's what I've heard.
You use salt.
My dad would just yank them off of me.
Well, yeah.
Mhm.
That
That hurts.
My best friend when she was little, younger, she was 10, 9, 10, somewhere in there. They were playing in the river up along the border, and they ran into like a swamp, part of the swampy area, came out with
No.
Mhm.
Nope.
When leeches are really little, they're clear.
They are?
Like when they're just coming out of.
banned from talking about leeches forever. 'Cause I
Yep. So
feel them on me
her
right
legs
now.
were covered in baby leeches.
Oh, nasty. I've never seen a baby
Bleaches.
one, I guess. I mean, I've never seen a clear one, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Okay, let's talk about the next topic. I don't care what it
Okay,
is.
what's the next topic?
Well, I was gonna say, it was Wesley's birthday last week.
Oh,
Let's
right.
talk about that.
Happy birthday, Wesley.
My little stinker boy. He is a whole 2 years old now.
Two.
As of the 27th, it'll be 2 years since I've had him.
Oh.
Oh,
I know. And oh my God, you guys, did I tell you about how embarrassing he is?
I mean,
I mean,
you've
I think it's
mentioned
come
it.
up.
Yeah.
So my mom and I went for a walk a couple Saturdays ago. We went up to a lake near us, and it was like, we walked up there. I wanted to go run him in the water a little bit, but somebody was hogging the boat launch area with their dog.
What a dick.
I know. I sat there for like 20 minutes just waiting. I was like, fine. So I just took him on the edge of the beach, but he loved it. But
Mhm.
we got up to the lake, and there is a pavilion there with restrooms. And I was like, well, I need to go to the bathroom. So
Mhm.
I gave my mom his leash. I start walking away, and you hear just screaming and then panic barking. He might be running over you. He's
like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Hi, did you want to come up? Do you want to show how insane you are? Okay. He's looking at me. And he just starts panic barking, like, just panic barking. And come on. Are you coming? He's gonna jump up when I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
And I turn her like, this is so embarrassing. Whose dog is this? As
Never
I'm
seen that
walking,
dog in my life.
Somebody get
as
their
I'm walking
dog. This
back,
is
I can
weird.
hear people laughing at me because they are laughing at him, and I'm just like, oh, I can't take you anywhere.
Mhm.
And luckily, when my mom had to use the restroom, I had treats, so I kept his attention.
Nice.
Yes.
Good.
So I guess get you someone who is as obsessed with you as he is. Makes
Yeah.
you feel good.
Yeah. That's what I have in Gracie. She doesn't like to not be able to see me.
Mm-hmm. Gotta
Yeah.
push open the bathroom door, make sure you're there.
Oh, she's in there before I even close the door. She's so
Yeah.
fast. She and Vivi both are so fast.
That's what Jordan. And I'll be like, can you go sit with dad? No. So I'm in there going number 2, and he's just sitting in there. And then he'll go, Mama, you stink. And I'm like, yeah, I told you, get out.
I
Like,
gave you warning.
this is
Told you what
your
was going
fault.
to happen. No one to blame but yourself.
Yeah. Ew, Mama. Oh, you know what?
Well, next time
I
when I tell you to
told
beat
you.
feet,
Yeah.
beat feet. Well, I have one more little kind of fun thing I wanted to share with you guys. I got
Mhm.
a new game this weekend. We
Ooh.
played it on Friday night. Friends came
Is that
over.
what you were telling me? What you shared with me? The water
No,
thing?
that's another thing.
Oh, is this ransom notes?
Yes. Did you see the thing? Yeah.
We
it's
have
called-
it.
Do you? It's
Mhm.
called Ransom Notes, and it's a little like Cards Against Humanity in that you get like a prompt and then you have to answer it, and you
Mhm.
answer it
It's
as however
not
you want.
easy.
But it's not. I am not that good at cards games like this.
And it wants you to like do things really fast, and all of us are like,
Yeah.
what are we supposed to be doing?
Yeah, it's so you get a card that says like describe blah blah blah, and then you get these little those magnets, refrigerator magnets that have the words on them, and you just grab a bunch and you have them to choose from to make your
Oh
answer.
my God, that sounds like so much fun.
It's
What's
really
everyone
fun.
doing Saturday?
Yeah. Maybe we can do that.
I don't know.
I'm kid free, so
Okay. Well, I was going to say I'll give you an example. So
Okay.
here, one of them was, and I'll post this on socials, but it's the prompt is write the warning label for a new Viagra alternative.
oh my God.
And I don't even know who did this. It wasn't me because
Mhm.
none of mine were any good. Robust weapon protrudes. Wash bottom do tug.
I'm gonna say that was Greg.
I think it might have been Amarina. I'm not sure. But anyway, I took a bunch of pictures because there was a bunch of them that were really funny.
That's fun.
So that's a fun game. If anybody's looking for that, Ransom Notes, I'll put a link in the show notes.
do like
when I went
fun
to buy it,
Mhm.
I bought it from the game maker, right?
Mhm.
The company, because I found the ad on
Mhm.
Instagram. And I'm like, oh, that looks fun. And so I bought it and it came like the next day, like really
Nice.
quick.
Mhm.
But then
Yeah.
I went, oh, you know what? I could have probably bought this on Amazon and it would have been here quicker. This is before I got it. And I go to Amazon and it goes, you purchased this game in December of 2023. I'm like, I did. I remember now I bought it for Jackie. So I bought the game and I gave it away
Oh.
and forgot all about it.
That's funny.
That's-
That's
Anyway,
a
that is
Megan
really
move
funny.
right there. Like when we're getting ready to watch Riff Tracks, and I'm like, "Oh my God, Amy, let's watch Munchers," and she's like, "We fucking watched
We
that."
watched that last week.
No recollection of it.
No, that's okay. Some of those you don't want to remember anyway. They're
No.
pretty bad.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
So good.
I do have the
Mm.
new Clue game.
Oh, yeah?
fun.
I have a Clue. Hold on, it's right behind me. Give me a second.
Just can't.
Clue Conspiracy.
Nice. Oh, that's fun.
Oh.
I haven't played it yet, but I
What
have.
the hell? Okay, why
Never
are we
heard of
getting
that.
together and having a game night?
I know we should. We should.
I also
'cause
have a bunch of like the murder mystery ones where it takes you through. Oh, look at my camera decided to
Oh,
go
look
out.
at that! Right when you're showing something.
But I have a bunch of the murder mystery ones.
I'm
that,
telling you, we need to get together and have a game night because I will play the shit out of some games.
Yeah, we should do that.
And I have regular Clue too.
Why would we do that when you have Clue Conspiracy?
I have regular Clue. It's an old timey one. I mean, it's an old.
That's like
version.
saying,
Well, I have the one
here's
with Miss
some-
Orchid. So
Oh, I
here's
don't
some
have
with
Yeah.
Dunhill cigarettes, and then here's
Yeah.
Marbreads. What do you want? Like, not even a contest. It's not even a contest.
No.
Also, do we name our side chats? Because if so, we could call this Amy's Bougie Pass.
Sure. We can.
I'm just saying. That's an idea. I'm throwing it
It is
out
an
there.
idea. I like it. I like
Do
it.
what
I'm
you
already
want
thinking
with
about
it.
what the artwork could be.
There it goes
Um,
again.
Yep, I set my
Oh,
my drink down.
how
Oh,
dare you?
I don't
How
know.
I
Dare
know.
you?
All right.
Netflix game. That's one of the
Oh.
prompts.
Yeah, that is one of the prompts. So that was the other thing I was going to talk about. I just didn't know if we wanted to take any more time doing this, but we get some time. Netflix games. Yeah, that was on my list. I did not know this until this weekend when my friends came over, that Netflix has games that you
Mhm.
can use
Mhm.
on their mobile app. And Marina was telling me about a game called Cozy Grove.
Okay.
And it's
that sounds really fun. sounds cute.
it sounded really cute. And it was like, it had to do with ghosts. You're a ghost and you live in a cemetery and you're trying to
Oh my
solve
God, I
a
wanna
murder.
play this
I don't
game.
know. Looks so cute. So I looked it up. I could not find it. I think it must be Apple only. So you guys can look for it.
All right.
But I couldn't get it.
AP
I
doesn't
don't
have Apple.
I don't have Apple.
oh, that's right. You
I'm the
don't.
only betrayer.
Yeah, you're the only.
I'll look it up right now.
Okay. So while you're doing that, I will say though that I did find some other fun games. And one of them, I took a screenshot of it, sent to Megan because it was called Way of Water. And it all takes place under the sea. and there's sharks and there's turtles, and it's really pretty. Like, it's done really well. And you have to like
wonder
clean
that
these
too.
little spaces underwater to help the fish, and it's really cool. So there's a bunch of cool games.
House
Netflix has
games.
so many games that are like, they have a Love is Blind game. They have games about the Netflix shows, which I need to look into a little bit more.
So I'm seeing this as, I just looked it up. It's a video game and it's a Switch,
Oh,
Nintendo Switch.
oh, well, that makes sense because she has that too. It looks really cute, but I can't play it. I don't.
Says play Cozy Grove Camp Spirit when it comes to Netflix on June 25th.
Oh, it's coming to Netflix. Okay. Well, it'll be out by the time this is released. So
What's the other one? The Water World?
I think it's called Way of Water.
Isn't that a movie?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. It's something water.
Wasn't that the one with the weird sea
Yeah, with the
creature?
lady and the
Yeah.
yeah, I think you're right.
Oh yeah, and it won like a bunch of awards.
And everybody thought it was weird as hell.
I
Yep.
thought it was pretty good. World of Water. The game is called World of Water. And then I also found another one called Ghost Detective. But I got frustrated because it's a hunt and peck. You know, you have to like, it shows you a screen and you have to find the fan, find the banner, find
Oh,
the
I
cup
love
of coffee.
those. Those are
I
fun.
do too. But this, I got stuck in because you had to get 3 in a row done, but I kept running out of time. And you can only get more time if you like punch in more credits. And I used up my credits and now I'm stuck. So I can't play unless it refreshes my credits. Because I'm not paying real dollars to play a game like that.
No.
But anyway, so Netflix games, I didn't even know it existed, but they have a lot of fun looking games. And so I will be playing a lot of
If
games.
anyone knows how to search them, let me know, because when I go to search them, it just brings me to all the shows.
Yep, that's what it was doing for me too.
So I don't know how to search games.
No, I don't either. And it'll say like, you know, comedies, movies, whatever. Why doesn't it say games and list the games?
It does have a thing for games, but it doesn't give you an option
can't
to like
search
look
it.
for.
Okay,
You can
I've
just,
released-
I bought a
The
new
camera.
TikTok chair.
Did you?
Yeah, you know how I have to move my TikTok chair over?
Mm-hmm.
And I always run over my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because I know I said last time that I wheeled it over.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't. It doesn't have wheels. So I pull it over, and that's why I keep hitting my feet with it.
Got
because
it.
it rotates around and then it crashes into my feet. So I'm like, I need to get wheels for the bottom of that chair. So I bought wheels, universal wheels, and I got them and they didn't fit. You can't put them on.
Of course not.
So I went to look for wheels that I can put on that chair, and they are $35 to $40. Well, the TikTok chair was on sale for $40. So I just bought another chair and put it over here so I don't have to move it back and forth.
I mean, if you're going to spend the money.
I mean, and that way when you guys come over to record, one of you will be able to sit in a crisscross chair.
Makes sense.
So I'll have 2 of them.
There you go.
Yeah. Be sure to join us next week for our episode called An Ocean Full of Oysters. In this one, we discussed the Dead Files episode called Devil's Triangle, which took place in Pittsburgh, PA. It's season 11, episode 9 on Max anyway. And this was AP's choice, and it's a good one. So be sure to catch that next week. Thanks, friends. The TAC Sideshow episodes are, well, the sideshow to our main event, The Activity Continues, where we recap episodes of the Dead Files TV show. Since we spend a lot of time going off the rails anyway, we thought we'd just release these parts separately for those who like hearing friends chat about any and every topic, sometimes paranormal, sometimes not. We hope you enjoyed this show. We will see you next week. Ghosty fam, Amy here. Welcome to The Activity Continues, a podcast where 3 soul friends talk about all things paranormal. Ghosts, hauntings, psychics, movies and TV shows, especially The Dead Files, and other spooky and spooky adjacent things. We also like to interview people in the paranormal community, as well as past Dead Files clients and other interesting people. Sometimes we even tell your stories. I hope you enjoy the show.